A Mochi moment from Sadie, who writes, I'm not crying, you're crying. This is what I said during my first appointment with my physician at Mochi, because I didn't have to convince him I needed a GLP-1. He understood, and I felt supported, not judged. I came for the weight loss and stayed for the empathy. Thanks, Sadie. I'm Myra Ahmed, founder of Mochi Health. To find your Mochi moment, visit joinmochi.com.
Sadie is a Mochi member compensated for her story.
It's car con carne. Let's eat in the car. It's car con carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van
This right here is Car Con Carne. It's a Q101 podcast, and Car Con Carne is sponsored by Easy Automation, easy-automation.net. Now's the time. It's a new year. Time to rethink how everything is connected in your home, your workspace, your office, your work establishment. It's time to turn what you have into a smart situation. Transform your living space with cutting-edge home automation. Experience seamless control over audio, video, lighting, climate, security, and more. Embrace the future of smart living. It's your home, your rules, motherfucker. Call my guy Dan for a free, hassle-free quote at 630-730-3728 or go online to easy-automation.net. I didn't mean you were the motherfucker, but I wanted to...
I've been called motherfucker many times in my life.
I don't believe that's true. I'm James Van Ostel, and to my right, that right there, he is James the Boneless, a returning guest.
Hello.
James officially is representing JL Vintage Odds and Ends, 8 South Park Avenue in Lombard. We're going to talk about your business. We're also going to talk about your band, James the Boneless. JL Vintage is a store built on love, rock and roll, and a mutual eye for cool vintage items. And I actually bought some stuff there before we started recording.
Cool Priest album.
Judas Priest Live, 87, I believe. James the Boneless is eclectic Chicago rock with a boneless overhand guitar style that baffles the ears and eyes. It's true.
It is.
It's true.
That happened to be the focus of the band.
I like my wings like I like my rock.
Boneless.
Boneless, absolutely. To the right of James the Boneless, if you're watching
that.
To the right of James the Boneless, if you're watching, even if you're just listening, it's also true. Sarah and Faeth of the Unmasked Coven, 5 South Park Avenue, also in Lombard. Sarah is the owner and artist and of the 28th Coven, and Faeth is the owner and artist behind Unmasked Beauty. The Unmasked Coven is a queer and neurodivergent-owned space created to celebrate and embrace unmasked self-expression. This is a space where I'm reading off the website. This is a space where neurodiversity is welcomed, and there is no need to mask. At the Unmasked Coven, they are openly queer, completely unmasked, and authentically themselves. I love that. I feel welcome.
Thank you.
And Jesse is here. Jesse is the person behind the basement shows that happen here.
I'm part of it.
You are part of it. And we are in the basement of Unmasked Coven. It's pretty cool. If you're watching on video, you kind of get a sense. Live music happens here. It seems almost unthinkable walking into the salon, but this is a pretty badass space, and we're going to talk about that as well. So that's your roll call for this episode. One of the things that brought me out here to record with you all, you work across, your businesses are right across the street from one another. It seems like a hip little enclave in a town that maybe doesn't have a reputation as being a hip little town, that being Lombard. Are you starting something here?
I think Lombard is up and coming, especially with, like a hipper, more diverse group of business owners that are coming in. Things that Lombard was kind of the land of boring salons and dentists.
And lilacs.
And, we moved in a couple years ago at JL Vintage, and luckily a year later, the Unmasked Coven came in. Perfect fit for the little neighborhood we're building here.
So Unmasked Coven's been here for just over a year?
You go.
Yeah, we opened our doors on January 11th of 2024, so this has only been
amazing.
A year. Yeah, and we're very excited about all the wonderful magic to come. So,
let's talk about the wonderful magic leading up to this point. Struggles, high points. What's the first year of business here been like on Park Avenue?
Honestly, the first year of business has been outstanding, amazing, spectacular. Insert all the other adjectives that I can think of. Faith and I, coming from individual salon suites, already being two successful stylists, we knew that we were going to stay afloat, but then the overwhelming just sense of community when we officially moved in was like insane, and everyone has been happy that we've been here, and we've been happy getting to know everyone else throughout this first year in business.
Talk a little bit, since it's in your name and it's in your mission statement, talk a little bit about this notion of being unmasked, being yourself, being authentic. What does it mean to you, to your clientele, and the business overall?
So when we talk about being unmasked, we're really referencing like neurodivergency, and more specifically being autistic and unmasking behaviors of like social expectations. I myself am autistic and ADHD, so that was a big portion of why my first like salon suite, the Unmasked Beauty, was named really out of being able to accept who you are and also what you're able to even provide yourself. Because I think we're expected to perform with a lot of like smooth hair, beautiful, fully done up, and look very professional, especially as hairstylists. And the notion to unmask that is to challenge that and kind of be like, I'm allowed to just show up a little bit more imperfect than what the world is expecting me to be as.
Which I was going to say, going off of that, Faith and I, starting out in our careers, I mean, didn't start together, but a lot of the salons, I mean, still now, but things are changing. Like, you almost couldn't even walk in with like a stain on your shirt, because they're like white floors and beige walls and like, may I get you a glass of champagne, please? So it's not just allowing us as the owners or our artists to come in and be themselves, but it's also allowing our clients, like, I don't care that you're in sweatpants and you just woke up, you know, and you're coming for your hair appointment. We're just here to hang out and have a good time.
I figured I was okay walking in a black hoodie and jeans today.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Figured that was a safe bet.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I will say that the salon space, like this basement space, is pretty fucking cool. As you're looking at it, the salon space is really welcoming, and it's also really cool. Like there's as the kids would say, there's a whole ass vibe happening up.
There's a whole ass vibe indeed.
Thank you. There's a lot to look at. We pride ourselves by, I think it's safe to say like 95% of the things are thrifted.
Yeah.
Thrifted, Facebook Marketplace, thrifted like from places like JL Vintage.
Across the street.
JL
They
Vintage,
are
JL
avid
Vintage.
shoppers of JL Vintage.
We are.
We love them.
It's kind of bad.
And your customers, it's great.
But yeah, we kind of prided ourselves on that, and I don't know what we will do when we run out of wall space. I hope that day never comes. But
The ceiling.
The ceiling will start getting decorated.
That would be good. That would be good. But the upstairs is genuinely both of us coming from individual salon suites. It's both of our aesthetics. Like, my room was painted green. Faith's room was painted black. That's why the upstairs is green and black.
Got it.
Yep.
That's cool. And this little stretch over here, this little almost dead end street, it's not a dead end, but it may as well be a dead end. There's business opportunity on this street. Like, I feel like this is on the cusp of completely turning over into something really cool, because there's a space right next to JL I noticed open. Mm-hmm. I think there's a place on the corner. There's it looks like there's a retail renaissance waiting to happen over here.
There's a lot. They actually a year ago they tore up this entire little alcove, and Lombard redid the whole thing with the plans of it becoming a focus of, you know, just kind of recreational events and things in the town of Lombard. So this is where they'll do, you know, public concerts,
right,
and close up the little part of the street. They do the farmers market out here now, and I think we were both lucky enough to get in, you know, right before there's going to be this huge uptick in business and just
it seems inevitable.
Activity.
Just location-wise and everything else, it seems inevitable. If you are watching on video, yes, it's very cool where we are. It also looks like you're looking at an optical illusion, because Jesse looks like he's sitting in a high chair, and the rest of us, it looks like that Ascent of Man drawing where you see like man go from ape. That's the way it looks right now. Again,
I'm so tiny.
This isn't CNN. I don't have a camera crew. It's just a dashboard camera. So
It's perfect.
I just want to explain that Jesse is really at the same height as the rest of us. Don't let your eyes be fooled. Let's talk a little bit about Basement of the Coven, because I walked in here. This is something that Mr. the Boneless mentioned to me. You do house shows, basically, like DIY shows in the basement of the salon. I walked in here tonight. I'm here on a Sunday night. There's essentially a trap door by the front door that you walk in, and then you enter this live music space. When did this start? Why did this start? How's it going? It's a lot of questions. You may want to hand the mic to Jesse, our extremely tall guest.
As I said earlier, the shop opened on officially January 11th of last year, but on New Year's Eve, Sarah and Faeth hosted kind of like a private, just sort of housewarming party for the space. It wasn't really fully put together, but like you could, really, really see what they were going for, and it was just it was beautiful then. It's beautiful now. But part of that housewarming party they wanted to do. So I'm in a band called What to Do, and which Sarah is now also in, has been in.
Nice.
They're awesome.
Sarah, thanks. You're awesome.
Oh, you're awesome. Oh my gosh.
But they wanted to. The idea. Sarah has mentioned in the past that like their dream is to own kind of like a hair salon, coffee shop, plant store, concert venue, or any combination of those things, And so Sarah kind of knew I was in a band and asked me to help organize like a show, play it, just kind of like a private event for our friends and some family. So my band played, and some other friends of ours in a band called Ceruleum also played. And, there's maybe like, 20, 30 people here total, and it was just a nice, quaint little gathering. But that was kind of the test run for what would ultimately become Basement of the Coven. We realized we could really do this thing. And me having been in the DIY music scene around here, just outside Chicago, for as long as I have, I knew tons of bands. I knew I could get people here, and I knew that specifically with their mission statement with the Unmasked Coven, not only were they going to blow up as hairstylists, but also that this could very, very, very easily become kind of a hub for the DIY music scene around here. And I mean, everyone comments on how small the basement is, and obviously
it's not big.
It's not big. Our very first like actual public show, like routinely at shows, we'll count like 60 heads down here, and
it's a full house.
The indomitable spirit of punk kids, they will cram into any space. I've played in spaces much smaller than this. I played at a house venue called It's a Cling Thing out in Akron, Ohio, some years ago, and it's about half this size, but it's a legendary, almost 20-year-old scene where so many bands who have blown up, by now, have played before.
I will challenge you to play in a car someday.
I've not with a full band, but I've done stupid little projects with my friends before in that kind of setting. But
because playing in a car is a stupid little project.
No, it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful musical moments.
But yeah, we've had about a
you
show.
You fit at least 2 saxophones and maybe you on guitar.
Yeah.
In his
car.
Hell
yeah.
That'd be cute.
We could make it work. It would be cute.
Get all nice and snug.
So it's really 1,000% just who you know, word of mouth.
Yeah, of course. Just you be cool, be willing to socialize, and send some. All you really got to do is send some messages to people, and then from there it's organizing, like back of house, like getting your friends to help out and making sure everything goes smoothly. But yeah, I mean, it's also like there really, really is an immense sense of community out here in this music scene. Like there's the city of Chicago where music was invented. Let's go. Obviously that has a self-sustaining music scene of its own. But out here in the burbs, it's a similar story. Like I don't know if people realize, like there's DIY venues all over the place. Just from here out to Wayne, Illinois, the house, and then there's Pit Stop in West Dundee, and then the western suburbs are just sprinkled and dappled with.
This makes me happy.
People, yeah.
This makes me happy and hopeful.
Yes.
Hearing that.
When one closes, another one opens. it just is what it is. Like, people love live music, and it like I said, it's an immense sense of community. There's a lot of people out here. You see a lot of the same faces, but there's a lot of new ones also. Touring bands get the word out too. Like, it's really like the city of Chicago. It's a self-sustaining music community, and it's, you know.
So how do people find out about what's happening in Basement of the Coven? Is it really just, if you know, you know, that kind of thing? IYK?
Sort of. I mean, if you look behind us here, you see all of, you know, these bands. These are all the bands that have played here.
Right.
Every single one. And
Bug Off, Rude Echoes, Eat My Jorts.
Yeah, and I think the first show that we did, first actual show, was Constant Headache, right? Rude Echoes and Eat My Jorts. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, and I mean, we personally know a lot of these guys. You know, if you're in a band and you play shows and you talk to people, then you get to know people and you make friends. And the Constant Headache is our friends. I've known them for some years. They knew Chris from Rude Echoes, and I've also just known Eat My Jorts, and they all kind of know each other too. And, you know, they have fans. They have friends, they have fans, and when we had that just 1, 2, 3 punch of a show, you know, there were a lot of people here who came out to see these guys. So it's word of mouth, but it really gets out. You know, anywhere that's willing to host will eventually, you know, hit the stream.
Sarah and Faeth, running a business is a lot of work. It's a lot of thought. It's a lot of time. Having this extra situation in your basement seems like a lot to bite off.
I mean, okay, so, well, when the New Year's Eve show, the private one, happened, I had my finger on the button to send Jesse the message, and I just popped into Faith's room one day and said, hey, idea for the New Year's Eve show, my friend's in a band, can we just have it play yes or no? And Faith went,
fuck it, sure.
And so then I was like, cool, and I hit send and then left the room very ominously.
Homer Simpson's into the bushes.
Right.
And then when we kind of realized, like, oh, this could, like, actually happen, because a lot of our friends were like, oh, you guys looked for a spot where you could also do this. I go, no. We just had the New Year's Eve show. This worked out, and I sent a message to Jesse, and I'm like, hey, do you want to keep doing this? But then I turned around to Faith and went, if you don't got the energy for this, that is totally fine, my friend. I want to do this. And Faith was like, please, yes, that sounds cool. But yeah, you do that.
So I just kind of started doing the top of the house, working on our art events and focusing on the salon stuff. So we kind of divvied it up for what we could mentally take on. So I took on top of the house operations, and Sarah would take on bottom of the house.
I think this is, driving through Lombard and just now knowing that this exists in this space, this is awesome.
Thank you.
I think it's really cool that you're doing this. One thing I should have asked at the onset, I'm not a witch or warlock. Am I okay to
oh, yeah.
network with you?
Yeah.
For sure.
100%.
It's not magic only.
I mean, but we do have to do, like, the initiation.
That makes sense.
There will be a ritual.
It's got to be off camera,
the lights
though.
will turn off.
I can be coven adjacent, right?
Yeah.
Coven adjacent works.
Completely. But too, with starting this up, and with Jesse's involvement, I mean, he's not just involved because I was like, hey, this band that I soon will be in, can you guys play New Year's Eve? Jesse also used to formerly run, like, his own, like, DIY house venue. So I was like, you've done this before. Like, you know people who do sound, you know people who do door security.
Yep.
Like, you know how this should go. Because I'm not going to lie, part of me was like, well, how hard is this? And then when we set up the first show, and he was like, okay, well, here's the bands we got to ask. And then we got to make the band group chat. And then who's going to do sound? And then the sound guy was like, well, this is all the equipment you need. And da-da-da-da. And I was like, I'm really glad I asked you guys because, oh, my God.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It is a lot. Well, I think it's really cool. Again, we're in the basement of the Coven at Unmasked Coven. James the Boneless, your band has played in this basement space.
We did. We were lucky enough to play the first year anniversary. I've been begging them all year. I'm like, trust me, my band is super cool. We're not just like an old dude rock band.
We knew you were cool.
I know, but it takes some convincing.
We had to conjure up the right show for you, James.
Yes, it was. It was the perfect show. Made sense because we're also, like friends, local business owners. Their first year anniversary, we wanted to celebrate all of that, and I went to quite a few of their shows, and that's why I was kind of like, we gotta play. This is awesome. This takes me back to old school VFW, YMCA kind of shows, just playing in someone's garage kind of shows, So I wanted to feel some of that youthful energy again, and it was amazing. I got to tell you, we've played a lot of places. This probably had the best sound of.
We really tried on
that.
that.
Shout out Danny from Dogbed Studios.
We could hear ourselves. People in the audience told us, "Whoa, I had never actually heard your vocals before." Like that, it was great. My band had a fantastic time. The crowd was amazing, just amazing energy. Yeah, we were so honored to play here.
Yeah, and
we got to see what to do, and you guys were so great.
Yes, we did. We had a full circle moment for the 1 year show. I wasn't in the band yet for the first show, the New Year's Eve show. I was, but I said Jesse would check in with me and be like, "How's that saxophone part?" And I'd be like, "I'm in the middle of opening a shop. I will get back to you in 2 to 5 business days."
It's tough, a band in a shop, right?
Yeah. So when we decided to have Then What to Do play for the 1 year show, it was a full circle moment, because not only is there plenty of new material since the first show, but then I got to play, which was really, really cool to then play in the basement.
It was awesome to be able to see all of these people that we love, our community, and specifically our friends, be able to bring that all in. And it was kind of like a little bit of a manifestation spell, in my opinion, from a witchy standpoint, of being able to be we did this a year later and we're going to continue to keep going and just amplify that with the power of
How does that make you feel? Your live performance is the manifestation of a witchy spell.
It's beautiful. I mean, I may have done some witchcraft to manifest the structure of my bones at some point. No one really knows how this arm is still attached, but yet it is.
So, okay.
I play guitar with it.
That's a good transition. The last time you were on my show, Mr. the Boneless, was 2022.
Yes, sir.
And I mentioned then, but I certainly don't assume people were paying attention or remember a show from 3 years ago. After 15 years of chemical dependence, your bones essentially disintegrated.
Yeah.
In your arms.
That's what happens when you get deep. I mean,
and
it's not like what happens to everybody. It happened to me. I mean,
you have some bone in there?
Yeah, here, wait. Should I show it? I know I showed you x-rays last time.
Will it scare the kids?
Here, wait. Can you hold this? Yes, it will scare the kids.
Children, if you're watching, please be aware.
It's mostly, I usually don't show my arms except on stage. That's when I feel free to show my arms.
We're in the basement of the Coven.
Yeah, I know. We're in the Coven.
Exclusively only at James the Boneless shows and at Basement of the Coven will you see James the Boneless's arms.
But this one, the bones are not even attached. It's missing 2/3 of the radius and an inch of the ulna.
Wow.
Yes, and it was all from IV heroin use and being an idiot.
I just want to say, I don't know if I said it the last time 3 years ago. Heroin addict, destroyed your arms. I'm assuming you destroyed an awful lot beyond that. The fact that you own your own business, have a band that's successfully gigging around Chicago in the modern day, that deserves a lot of credit.
Oh, completely different life when I quit. I don't know. I don't keep count like some people do, and it's 8 or 9 years ago now.
I think that's what I'm saying is that's wonderful that you're able to...
you can't do things like that if you're so it's a full-time job. That kind of drug addiction, that's all you're doing. I mean, I worked full-time, but that was in support of the drug habit. Mm-hmm. So getting rid of that, allowed me to actually do normal things in life again that I should have been doing. So I'm kind of reliving my 20s and my 40s in a way.
But, I mean, if you believe in second chances, you got one.
Sure.
And I think you're making the most of it.
Thank you.
And so your arms are problematic. I was inside the vintage store. You're still carrying shit around. Like, you're still making the arms work for you.
I figured out ways to I brought a whole bunch of weighty boxes of comics for you to go through.
And I felt like an asshole. I'm like, I shouldn't have asked him.
No, you know what? Everyone, whenever I'm carrying things, a lot of people are like, oh no, what's wrong with your arm? Can I help you? I'm like, I do this every day.
And you had to teach yourself how to play guitar in a new way. You play overhand.
I had to play overhand because I can't physically play normal guitar anymore. So when I finally got a brace like this, that was the thing that allowed me to actually move my arm semi-normal. And when I did that, I'm like, slide guys, that's all they do, back and forth. I could do it with just open tuning and one finger. And had to relearn. It's exciting, but it's also challenging because I have the old guitar in my head still, and I can't do any of that. But it's the excitement of, freshly learning guitar and writing, kind of like when we were just teens starting out and we didn't know that much. So the limitation allows for a whole different stream of creativity.
Now, you've seen James play. I mean, what was your thought when it's wild, right?
I mean, yeah, we went, Jesse and I went to a punk rock tacos show, specifically for Mr. the Boneless.
Thank you.
And we were just so excited because James also has a similar setup as we do for what to do with, guitars, bass, drum, of course, but then a saxophone.
Sax is the best, isn't it?
Saxophones are the best, and I'm not just saying that because I am one of the sax players. But I just remember being like, I'm so excited to see him play because you have to play the guitar different. And I mean, I'm gonna pass the mic to you because you couldn't stop talking about them.
I just wanted to see you poke yourself with a pufferfish needle.
That's my new shtick. You got to come out and see it live.
Okay.
I do a thing. We have a song about a pufferfish and remember Serpent in the Rainbow?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like Serpent in the Rainbow. You get poison from the Bokor, voodoo magic. You turn into a zombie. So I do a whole shtick now with a pufferfish, and I have a pufferfish spine, and I stab it into my arm so I can simulate the magic of the Bokor.
It is very good. It is very good music though. Very, very, very tight music too. Like,
Thank you.
guys clearly care about what you do a lot, and it's like this weird, dark, just nasty kind of jazz rock. It's good shit.
He said it way better than I could. The new album is out right now. Did you bring a visual aid for our sad little camera?
I do happen to have one.
Do you want Jesse to grab it? Oh, it's right there.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Right.
Can you hold it up?
I can't.
Or why don't I hold it up?
Right.
There we go.
Everything I do. Holding things, zippers, buttons. Let me tell you. Buttons are the worst.
Let's talk about how ableist buttons are, actually.
So X-Rays is the album. And kind of to Jesse's point, Jesse said it way more succinctly than I could, but there's nothing conventional about what you're doing musically. I mean, from the vocals to the crazy, unexpected turns the songs sometimes take. I think about, as I'm listening to X-Rays, Doves and Hawks out of the gate. Perfect example of that. It just kind of goes in a place you weren't expecting.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, it's because everyone in the band are from completely different schools of music. And we just, more than anything, we want to come up with original things that don't sound like anything else, but also things that we want to listen to. So we love listening to our own stuff over and over again. That's how we know when we, have a song. If we enjoy it, we're going with it.
That's all that matters. But I mean, there's an aspect of performance art to what you're doing. There's some theater, some prog, some jazz.
That's my Alice Cooper roots.
Gotta love that.
I gotta do it. I gotta do this shtick. I love shtick.
But
I wanted to be a circus performer at some point, so I can't help it.
But I mean, I hear punk, I hear ska, I hear surf. I mean, it's all. It is this insane bouillabaisse of sounds.
Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of music. There's infinite amounts out there, so there's so much to draw from so many different genres. So, we take the tastier elements of each and try to smash those together. People kind of they describe us almost like Zappa, if Zappa started a punk rock band.
Yeah.
That's the comparison, which is weird because I'm not from the school of Zappa at all. I like the guy, and I respect him as a musician, but I never really sat down and listened to Zappa albums. But my bass player, that's what he's rooted in. So that's, coming through him, and then I'm bringing other influences. Our saxophone player, he's straight out of the Mexican ska scene, so he's bringing in that. Our drummer is just from outer space. He's accurate. Yeah, this guy Lobo. He's in a ton of different bands, coming out of kind of the younger like screamo scene. He's toured a bunch with different like screamo bands, and he's a jazz drummer at heart. That's not really a jazz drummer, and just hits it hard and fast. Too.
Just to tie things back to JL Vintage, you do have Zappa records for sale.
We do,
and I'm pretty sure I saw a Lobo comic book in one of those boxes.
Yes,
so,
sure. So all the things we hit all the bases at the stores.
I think at times there are songs.
I collected Lobo. That was one of the few comic books Lobo's that's a great comic.
Jason Momoa is supposed to play him in a movie.
That's what I heard.
It's perfect.
I can't wait. That will be a good. I mean, comic book movies have gotten a little lame.
Agreed. I just saw Captain America. Totally agree.
Yeah.
But I think
Lobo might be a good resurgence of that.
Some of your music can be challenging, but I think with challenges come rewards. Like, no risk, no reward. I think
True.
You're not a first listen band. Like, no one's going to listen to James the Boneless and say, God, these guys are totally ripping off Coldplay. Like, I've heard this all before.
We're definitely not ripping off Coldplay in any way. Maybe we should.
Screaming butthole back at you.
Right.
In a sweaty basement.
Yeah, and you know what? That all came perfectly organically. So nothing's contrived. We had the butthole song's a long, long story. But we wrote it and we're like, this is ridiculous, but it rocks. So let's just go with it.
Well, okay, speaking of ridiculous, Satan's Kitty, there's a new version of this song. We talked about this last time we spoke 3 years ago. The album version. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about performance art. When the chorus is meow repeated.
And it shows we pass out kitty ears to everyone. That seemed to be a hit. We did it a few times and we're like, people love this. And everyone can be like my cats. It's kind of a serious song. It's about a cat that when I was living in California, we had a lost cat, and all around Southern California, there were flyers everywhere that said, "Keep your cats inside. There's Satanists in the woods that are stealing your cats. That's why cats disappear. It's because of those Satanists that are in the woods." We figured it was like a coyote or maybe a car, something logical, but that stuck in my mind as just a ridiculous notion. So that's where the song came from. I think it just came out of a jam, and I just started riffing on lyrics about the cat.
And some of the songs that we've come to know you for did get reworked for this album.
We reworked everything that we recorded before.
So like The Demon.
Yes. We were really meticulous with recording before, where we would just do like one track at a time, one or two tracks. And this time we wanted to do everything. We figured it's really expensive pressing vinyl. Let's try to get everything we possibly can recorded and put it out. And we didn't want to put out the old tracks. Not that we didn't love how they came out. Tony and Kat did them from Broken Robots. They're the ones that produced it and produced it beautifully. Mm-hmm. But we wanted the album to have a coherence, so we did everything over, and we wanted it to sound more live and more of a representation of how we sound when we're playing live.
So, okay, speaking of live, again, X-Rays is the new album. There is a record release show happening at Siren Records in McHenry. As we're recording this in Lombard, that's the other side of the earth from where we are right now.
Yeah, it's like hour 20 away, depending on the weather.
Like we're in McHenry, it's an hour.
Yeah, like pop up in Kayak if you're near a computer, maybe book a flight to see.
Oh yeah, you drive through some roads, you're like, I don't know if Google Maps is actually telling me the right way, because this is like a farm road going this way.
But when you make it to Siren, it's a reward for your troubles. It is an oasis in that area.
It's beautiful. I love Siren Records, and Bill and his family are the sweetest people ever.
The
so
sweetest.
we've wanted to play out there for a while. I've seen a bunch of acts there, and that was another have to do kind of thing.
On a related note, I'll be recording there on Record Store Day in April with Bill.
Nice.
Yeah, love going there. Also, March 22nd, not long after that one, Fargo Skate Park, and then back to Lombard.
Back to Lombard, April 12th, we're playing at Shannon's. That's kind of like, that's a beautiful thing of this little area of South Park. You guys are doing shows, and then Shannon's isn't necessarily a venue. They do open mics. They do your standard open mics and other local bands, but occasionally, we'll put together. I know Noah has put together some punk rock taco shows at Shannon's. They're really open venue for letting people come in, and if you're willing to bring the equipment and set up a night, they're more than happy to have all the extra business on a Friday or Saturday.
So it's a legit deli.
It's a legit deli. Great sandwiches.
I can get a corned beef and see some punk
You
rock.
can get a good corned beef right there.
It's so good.
I love corned beef.
Incredible.
I love corned beef too. I used to manage Schmaltz Deli in Naperville.
Very nice. Okay, so what did we learn from this episode? Unmasked Coven, 5 South Park Avenue. JL Vintage, Odds and Ends, 8 South Park Avenue. You can make an afternoon of it.
And make an afternoon of being in downtown Lombard. There's us. There's you guys.
It's metro accessible.
There's a cool curiosity and oddities shop.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, Bob's Magic. I kind of feel like that's almost like a trifecta of businesses. JL Vintage, Unmasked Coven, and Bob's Magic and Curiosity Shop. We have the same customer base in a lot of ways, and people will kind of do the rounds. They get their hair done here. They go over to Bob's and buy some bones, and then they come over to our shop.
And then they taunt James the Boneless with the bones that they purchased.
Throw bones at my face. I'm like, why are you throwing the bones?
Damn, my bones.
Right, from a hair perspective, what could you do with my hair?
Sarah's the barber. I'm going to let them take that away.
I'm so glad you asked me that.
Okay.
Oh, we got to do it after you think of the idea now. Purple.
We could throw a
like
little
purple's
lavender
your
streak
color.
in the front.
A nice lilac.
Yeah, a nice lilac
Land of
Lombard.
lilacs.
There you go.
We could
do a lilac.
Well, maybe we can
Village
talk
of
about
Lombard
this.
sponsor us.
We totally could. We could. After you make an evening, perhaps at the next basement show.
I can't come to your basement shows. I look like a narc. I seriously.
You'll look like a narc. That's
we
so
felt-
funny. But honestly, you won't look like a narc.
No, everyone's here. It's so welcoming.
I have.
We were probably the oldest guys in the room, and we've totally
here's the
fit
thing
in.
too.
For sure.
I have an interesting group of clients. They're called my IPA Dad clients.
And they love Basement of the Coven.
But I get so
The
many
IPA
times
Dad clients?
they tell me
Punky's crew that your dad hangs out with.
No, they're like the hipster dads
Oh,
and everything.
okay.
And I'll be like, I remind them, I'm like, hey, next basement show, especially a lot of my clients, specifically my dad clients, we talk about like music. And they tell me like all the old Metro shows or all the like old shows they would go see because of the music that we play here. And I'll be like, oh, you like shoegaze? We got a good like shoegaze bill coming up. And then they're like, I'm going to be the oldest one there. And I'm like, go to the liquor store across the street. Get yourself your IPA, because you're my IPA Dad client.
Stand in the corner.
Like,
just sway a little bit.
Yeah, you're totally fine.
You'll be all right.
I'm over the moon when my dad clients show up. So no, that is a long-winded way of me saying I will see you at the next basement show.
The way you described everything about your dad clients is a little concerning because it's pretty on the nose.
Oh yeah, I have this running bit that I'm gonna invite them all to Top Golf and leave
so
a
good.
note on the table being like, you all have something in common and you have 1 hour to figure it out. And I'm going to be a couple booths over.
I feel like that's like one of the Saw movies. That's like one of the
But here's the thing. We could tell them that this is what we're doing. Sometime they would forget, and they'd all be like, this is so funny. You should do that. Like,
yeah, no, I tell them all. I'm like, one of these days I'm going to do it. And they're all like, that would be so much fun. And I'm like, okay, so we're doing it? Yeah?
We're just waiting on a day that we actually decide to send them to Top Golf.
No, like literally, it's
so good.
all I say the IPA Dad clients again. Oh my god, if any of them watch this, I love you all.
They won't.
Oh no, they will. These are all my clients again that like they want to come to basement shows because they tell me about all the shows that back in my day and everything. Or
I'm never going to talk to you about a show.
Well, the music that
I don't want to be that guy.
That we play in the shop, they're always like, I saw these people live and everything, and they're like the clients that I'm like, yeah, if we were around at the same time, we both would be going to the same shows that you're telling me about. So just come to the basement show.
Yeah.
We do set up. Because to mention the sound, we do set up a projector upstairs.
It looks great.
And you get
Great
a
setup.
live feed of the show.
Oh, that's awesome.
Upstairs. Because you just hear the sound and everything. And we
Yeah.
mainly did that, number one, for accessibility reasons.
Yeah.
People with mobility aids, wheelchair users, all that. If you want to come to a show, you still totally can. But also, if like hot, sweaty basements aren't your thing, yeah, come hang out. We set up like a seated area.
Oh, that's
the
brilliant.
merch tables are up there. Like I literally am like violently shaking some of my clients. Like I'm like, Basement of the Coven is for everyone.
There was a taco bar at the last one that was fantastic.
There was a taco bar. One of our friends' moms was very insistent on feeding everybody and making sure that these kids didn't go unfed, or that if anybody was traveling or touring
That's
or
adorable.
anything like that,
was
was able
amazing.
to eat and whatnot.
In conclusion, we are here in Basement of the Coven, not in the car. We're in Basement of the Coven, part of Unmasked Coven, 5 South Park Avenue. Sarah and Faeth are here. They're the owners. Jesse, who has spearheaded so much of what's happened in this basement with live music, this wonderful DIY space. James the Boneless, musician, owner of JL Vintage Odds and Ends, 8 South Park Avenue. Lots of cool shit happening in Lombard. In summary.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
you for coming on out here.
James the
The
Boneless.
Queerdos are appreciative.
I'm happy to support the Queerdos.